Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Wuthering Waves and one of the biggest mechanics in that entire game. Now, that mechanic is none other than the echoes. Now, those who do not know what the echoes are, if you are a monster capturing gamer or a Pokemon fan, essentially any game that has the element of capturing the monsters or the enemies that you fight and face in the game, you will be a fan of this mechanic, the mechanic of the echoes. Wuthering Waves is a unique take on the echoes, and I'm going to be breaking down exactly what they are and what's the point of them and what is the point of echoes. My name is Amethyst, welcome to the video, and without further ado, let's get into this. So, what are the echoes? Well, to put it very, very simply, the echoes are enemies. The enemies all around the world that you face, boss enemies, normal enemies, weak enemies, strong enemies, all kinds of enemies that you face and fight in Wuthering Waves. You'll be able to capture them or have at least a chance to capture them and turn them into something called an echo. Now, what an echo is this. An echo is essentially the ability for you to access a portion of that enemy's power. So it can be used in multiple different ways. It can be used, I'm guessing, to solve puzzles if you need a certain echo's ability and power or elemental power, or it could be used in day-to-day combat. If you want to fight enemies, you can tap into the power of your echo, whether it be one of the boss enemies you've already faced, whether it be just a basic enemy that you faced, or if it's a disco turtle that just distracts enemies and causes them to be dazed, which is amazing, by the way. I can't wait for the disco turtle. But yes, so once you capture an echo, you have the ability to tap into that enemy's power, that echo's power, transform yourself into that enemy, only for a brief moment, it's only temporarily, and do basically a few of the signature moves that enemy has. Whether they have an ice blast, a fire blast, a lightning strike, or just a basic physical attack, you can have the ability to tap into those powers and those abilities. And essentially, you also have a chance, yes, like I said just a minute ago, you can capture boss enemies. If you encounter boss enemies, you can indeed fight the bosses, and it gives you a chance to capture the boss enemies. Now, I'm not sure what the rates are of this. I don't actually know what the rates are of this. I don't know if the rates are high, low, or medium. But once you fight a boss, there is a chance for you to capture that boss and basically tap into its power, which I think, in my opinion, is very, very cool. I think it's a very good opportunity and a very good thing that they're doing here. And I also think that it's going to be very, very fun. Now, one of the main points is it going to be grindy? Well, a lot of the early beta and alpha users said yes. Echo farming was very grindy because you could possibly get an echo of terrible stats, and then you had to keep grafting over and over and over and over and over again until you get the echo you want with good stats, whether it be HP stats, attack stats, defense stats, speed stats. You will need to keep grinding for these stats, and it could be exhausting. It could take a long, long time. Happily though, they have essentially implemented in a brand new update that was implemented when the live stream went live. They're going to announce it on release. This is going to be a new thing, and I think they're having one more beta test before the game's release. I think a couple weeks before the game's released, they're doing one more beta test, but I don't know. Don't quote me on that. It's just a theory. It's just what I've heard through the grapevine. So what they've done is, if you capture an echo and it has terrible stats, and you capture multiple echoes with terrible stats, but you want a species of echo with good stats, you can actually use the weaker rarity and weaker statted enemies, fuse them together to give you a reroll chance of a higher rarity variant and a higher chance to get that echo with higher stats. So if you've got like, for instance, if you've got like a disco turtle, and I don't know what stats it relies on or what's good about it, but let's say it has really, really, really bad stats, and you're like, I really want this disco turtle, but I want better stats of the disco turtle. And I believe I think echoes have rarity, so white, green, blue, purple, yellow, as relics usually would, or as like, you know, like Yeah, like relics usually would. You've got the white echoes, the blue, the green, the purple, up in rarity. I think it's the same for echoes. yeah, depending on their stats, it will give you a rarity, whether it be a weak white one, or a medium blue, or a high rarity purple, or golden, or yellow. So essentially, you can put like 3 white echoes in the pot, and it could potentially give you a blue or a purple or a green with better stats. It's helpful for the grinding. It means you can just capture what you want, put them in the pot, it mixes them together, and it just gives you like a really cool enemy that has better stats, better echo enemy with better stats, which is really, really cool. Also, one of the main things that I think people are very, 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 very much looking forward to, including me, shiny hunting. Now, those who do not know what shiny hunting is essentially, in the world of Pokemon or the world of creature capture or anything like that, it is an oddly coloured variant of that monster. For instance, if you want in Pokemon, let's say you want a, like, let's go for one of my favourite Pokemon, an Electrike. So you can get a Manectric or a Gligar. So you can have a shiny. You want a shiny Gligar or a shiny Electrike. So Electrike evolves into Manectric. Gligar evolves into Gliscor. Gliscor is one of my favourite Pokemons. Manectric is one of my favourite Pokemon. And I love the colorations of them. So I would have to basically go out and search all over the place, possibly for hours, looking for an oddly coloured variant which has been named a shiny over the years. It's what people call them, it's what they are, and now it's the official title is a shiny. In all of the monster capturing universes and all of the monster capturing worlds, it's a staple name for oddly coloured enemies or oddly coloured Pokemon or any monster you can capture to be a shiny. So what they're doing with these Echo variants is there is a chance for you to get a shiny. Now, to save you from grinding, to save you the grinding of getting a shiny Echo with good stats, because you could capture a shiny, it could be a monster you really want, and it could have terrible stats, but it's a shiny, and you're like, oh, well, I've got to use it, but because it's a shiny, and I really want to use it and display my shiny, but for some reason, I got a really bad roll of terrible stats, so it really wouldn't benefit me in fighting bosses or other enemies or doing missions because it's got such terrible stats. But it's a shiny, and I want to show it off. Good news! You can now take that shiny variant. There's one oddly coloured shiny per species of enemy. So, for instance, if there's one specific species of Echo that you really, really want, and you find the shiny variant of that Echo that you want, that shiny colouring can be applied to your strong variant. So if you've got a variant of that monster that is like basically stacked and is a tank and a monster and has everything you want, the stats are off the charts, okay? It is at it's at its physically peak condition. It is the best it can be. And you want it to be a shiny variant. If you've captured a shiny that is basically dog water, absolute doggy doo-doo, you can actually take the coloration as a skin and apply it to the stronger version of that monster. That was originally a regular coloration, but now you can change it to the shiny variant, the shiny coloration, which I think is a very, very, very good thing, because the last thing you'd want, and I think everyone can agree with me on this, the last thing we would want is to find a shiny of a monster we really wanted to capture and become an Echo be trash. It's like, oh my god, I got a shiny, that's amazing. Look at the stats. It's dog water on absolutely everything. It's pony, it's dog shit. And now you've got to basically go for another hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, or however long it takes for you to get another shiny variant of the Echo. So it's like, yeah, I'm glad they've implemented this. Because now you can change the normal variant to a shiny variant, you know? It is one shiny, so each species of monster there is one shiny variant of each species of monster. So it's not like you capture one species of monster, you've got that shiny coloration and apply it to all the species. It's that species that you've captured. If you've got a shiny version of that species, you can apply the shiny skin to all other versions of that species, variants like the better stats, the variants of that species. But I still think it's absolutely amazing. Also, echoes are treated as like a relic, so there are re-rolls. As I'm saying, there are re-rolls, so you can re-roll them. But there's not really much else to say about echoes other than it's essentially the essence of the monster that you've defeated. It will give you a highlighted option. It is not a guarantee. There is a chance you can capture the monster, and there is also a small chance that monster can be a shiny. And also, you can capture bosses. You can get shiny bosses, but I can imagine that the boss rates are a lot smaller. Like I can imagine, like, if you want a shiny boss, obviously capturing a boss probably is at a lower rate of you saying, "Oh, you can capture this echo." Or the echo of this monster, and I guarantee there's a hell of a lot lower chance that you can catch the shiny variant of a boss monster, but you can do it. Also, the sound design has been changed for the echoes, so the echoes do sound a lot better. Obviously, if you were there for the live stream, you would know this. But I just wanted to give you a base rundown of what these echoes are. I'm sorry that I've stuttered, and I'm sorry that I've spoke very quickly. But I really wanted to make this video because just in case there was any misconceptions or any confusion of what the echoes are, and if there's any information that you guys want of the echoes, I hope I've cleared up the basics and like the intermediate side, like the beginner and intermediate side of what the echoes are. I don't really know much more because I haven't had hands-on of the game. I'm not Braxphone, I'm not Tectone, I'm not Michael Tashed, I'm not Gotcha Smack. I don't have access to these games that they get earlier accesses to. But I do as much homework and research as I possibly can to give you the information based on my viewership. If you guys don't watch those content creators, you know, you're here for me. I will give you the as accurate information as possible. But those are the echoes. That is the echo system. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are enjoying these Wuthering Waves videos. I am so stoked and so excited for Wuthering Waves. I can't wait to cover it on the channel. I can't wait to cover it on Twitch. By the way, that's twitch.tv/AmethystAbrams. I hope to see you there. I hope you hit the like, subscribe button on my YouTube channel, as I will be uploading regularly, weekly. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't pre-registered for Wuthering Waves, I suggest you do. They are currently on 17.7 million pre-registered. If we can get them to 30 mil, which is in a month's time, mark this date down. In a month's time, then we will have access to Wuthering Waves, or just over a month. So which would be absolutely insane. So let's get them to 30 millions pre-registers, so we can get those free 2 temples for the launch. There is another video going out soon of Wuthering Waves, so stay tuned for that. But thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy. I'll see you soon.